can.
Come on.
Foam, can, of course. Now, what order should a person wash their vehicle in?
Start with the dirtiest stuff first. So the engine bay, if you're going to do that, you're going to you want to wash that first. The door jambs and the wheels and the muffler tips, if they're chrome. You want to get those areas first because the dirt on those areas is going to splash around. And then if you do your paint first and then you do your wheels, you're going to have to redo the paint. So you get rid of the wheels and the door jambs and the bumpers, those lower parts of the vehicle that are most exposed to the dirt. Clean that off first, and then move on to onto the body.
All right, Gary, what's the 3-bucket system?
Pretty simple. Go to Home Depot and get 5 pails, or if you're a painter, clean your pails out. I've got 3 pails there. The first, you want a grit guard in each one of them, so it's about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of plastic with a grate on top of it, so that the dirt falls underneath it and your mitt or your brush is not actually hitting the dirt that's on the bottom of the pail.
Okay.
You fill them with water, and one will have, well, all 3 of them can have soap actually, but one is for soaping, putting your soap on to wash the vehicle with. The other is for rinsing the paint and rinsing your mitt that is going to be washing the paint. So let's say I'm doing the hood. I've got my foam soap all over it. It's been pre-rinsed. I take my mitt, I put it in my soapy bucket. I take my mitt over the hood. I don't scrub and I don't dig into. I just let the soap and the mitt do the work. And then once I've done my half of my hood, I put it in my rinse bucket. I rinse off my mitt. Then I get more soap from my soap bucket and I finish the hood. So that's taking care of the 2 buckets there. And then the third one, which I would have used first, is for the wheels.
Okay.
So my brushes and all of the debris that would be involved with the wheels and the tires, all of that is being rinsed in that bucket there. So I don't mix them up. I'm doing everything that I can to prevent damage, scratches, and marks on the vehicle.
There you go.
Should also mention too, some people like to use brushes. If your brush is exceptionally clean and you're the only one who ever uses it, then it's probably okay. But when you go to a car wash, those brushes have been used and run through all kinds of dirt. Great way to get your vehicle scratched up. So I don't really like to use brushes for washing the paint. For cleaning it, I like the mitts. Okay. I feel a good quality mitt is easier to maintain and you run far less risk with it.
What is involved with washing the wheels and the wheel well? Oh, that part is the worst. The wheel well gets so much dirt and sand and grit and gravel and all kinds of things in there. How do you clean that?
I use 2 products with the wheels. I like Chemical Guy's Diablo wheel cleaner. So I will spray down the wheel with the Diablo wheel cleaner. It has it tends to eat away at brake dust and a little bit of iron deposits on it. And I will take my degreaser and I will spray the tire, the rubber part. So once I've done that, then I will take my brush for my tires and I will scrub the tire so that it gets rid of all of the markings, you know, that brown marking that's on the wheel, on the tires.
Yeah.
That's oxidization that's taking place from ozonites that's in the rubber, and when air and sunlight come, it comes to the surface. So the degreaser on the tires gets rid of that so that it has a nice clean black look to it afterwards. Then I take my wheel brushes, one for the lugs and one for the barrels and the spokes, and I will go and I will clean the barrels and scrub them all up, and then I'll rinse it all off. And that's pretty well what it takes to clean the wheel. Previous to that, I will take my pressure gun and I will be working particularly on the back wheel wells. I will be spraying all up inside there, and if they've got those, some vehicles have cloth, I don't know why, but they have cloth in there.
Some trucks have that.
Yep,
Yeah.
and cars, and they clean, dirt just clings to those. So I will take my pressure washer and I will scrub it. I will also have degreaser on there, but generally what I'm doing is I'm watching as I'm hitting it. When I don't see dirt dripping off anymore, I know that I've gotten the dirt out of it. And it takes a little bit more time to clean the wheel wells, but the dirt that accumulates right in the back fenders and in the front is a great way to get rust if it's not taken out. So you get it nice and clean in there, it can actually dry properly, and you're protecting your vehicle a lot better. And you're not getting dirt and debris getting down into your tires, which is then kicking out back and making problems that way. So
Damaging your paint, scratching things up, making it look not nice.
Yep.
All right. Now, what are 2 ways to dry a vehicle?
pretty simple. One is with a good microfiber towel. I don't recommend the leather chamois anymore. Everybody used to do those in the past, but they tend to get knotted up,
Okay.
grainy on them after a long time, and they can do more scratching. So I don't like those. There's also water blades that you can use too, but again, those are, I think, too aggressive and run the risk of putting marks in the paint. So a nice clean drying towel. A good Griots sells a nice one. Chemical Guys sells a nice one. Microfiber Madness sells another one. They're nice, big 3x3 towels, and they pick up dirt or water. They just soak it up nicely. And then the other is with air. So that one is not quite as accessible for other people. Like I have a machine that blasts out air, huge amount of air, and it's heated at the same time, so I can get at everything. It's a Master Blaster, and it's running around $500 to buy that machine. And it takes a lot of juice because it's 8 horsepower, so you might blow your breakers on it. But those are the 2 ways that I would recommend. Most common would be the towel.
Okay, good microfiber towel. For most people, you're not going to go and spend $500 on a Master Blaster.
But you should.
Well, you could, but then they wouldn't need to call you, Gary.
Yeah, that's true.
They need to get in touch with you. Okay, so next, how do I remove bugs from the grill? Front bumper and mirrors and windshield. Bugs are the worst.
They are.
Man, they are so sticky.
Yes.
So sticky.
Well, first of all, the best thing that you can do is when bugs, if you go on a drive, wipe them off, pressure wash them off as quickly as possible. The guts on those things etches into paint. And if you leave it long enough, just like a bird dropping, you damage your paint. And in some cases, you simply can't. It goes too deep, you can't fix it. But there's a lot of products out there, CarPro, Swissvax, Meguiar's, Chemical Guys. They all have a product for removing bugs. You just spray it on, let it dwell for a little bit. It begins to eat in and soften it up, and then you take a bug. It's not it's a little pad by 3x3, 4x4 inches, and it's got a little checker pattern on it, and you gently scrub them. It's not harmful to the paint, provided you use it properly. I mean, you can damage your paint with your fingers if you want, but you want to just rub it over there. And then I find if you've got hot water with pressure, that's one of the best ways to take it off, and then you rinse it off. And you may have to do it a few times. One of the products that I had liked in the past was actually by Turtle Wax. Yeah, a bug remover. You spray it on. It has the wax built into it. It softens the carcass up. Scrub it a little bit with the mitt, and then pressure washer it off. And I'm making the assumption that most people have, say a gas-powered pressure washer at home, or they're going to someplace like a car wash, their own type of car wash, and then they just blast it off. So sometimes it takes 3-4 applications. It doesn't just come off just like that.
Bugs are not good. Bugs are not good. Okay, next, how do I bring luster back quickly to my chrome when I wash my vehicle?
There's a product
Chrome. It's usually plastic, but anyway.
There's a product called G21S, and it's a shine wax, a shine compounding soap. You definitely don't want to use it on your paint, but on chrome, you take that with it's a little foam pad that's in it, and it is amazing how it will shine that stuff up. I did some running boards on a vehicle, on a truck,
Yeah.
and they were so shiny afterwards that all of the underneath of the truck where I wasn't reaching with my mitt. I mean, the vehicle was clean, but all the dirt on the body underneath,
Yeah.
it was reflecting so good. It looked like the vehicle wasn't clean. Fantastic product. I love it. I use it on wheels. I use it on chrome, tailpipes. It's a great product.
Interesting.
You can also use, if it's really bad, really fine steel wool with it, and does the same thing.
Awesome.
Steel wool's more aggressive though than just with the foam pad.
Much more aggressive. Okay, I think this is our last point here. What is a kind of tire dressing or protection that you should put on your tires?
There's two types. One is a solvent-based and one is water-based.
Okay.
And there are numerous different types of, brands, I should say, of tire dressings that are out there. Most important thing is make sure that tire is clean. If that tire isn't clean, doesn't matter what you do, no matter how good the product is, it's not gonna be able to do its job, because it's got to fight through the dirt, the brown, the oxidization that's on the wheel.
Gotcha.
So you have to scrub the tire, you have to degrease it properly, and then you need to, and then after, when it's clean, it's just about ready. The second thing that you have to do is dry the tire.
Okay.
If you don't dry it, that water's going to dilute and it's going to interact with the dressing, and it's not going to do as good a job on there. And you're going to get what we call tire sling. So, yeah, okay. So we're going to get tire sling if we don't dry the vehicle, because the water is going to interact with the product, and then when your wheel spins, it's going to get all over your nice, beautifully clean paint, your fenders, and you're going to have to rewash your vehicle. The solvent type dressing is going to last longer, but it's more prone to sling. Because it's, solvent. there's compounds, solvent-based compounds in there, which are more slippery than water-based. But it also makes your tire more glossy, more shiny. And then the water-based is going to last not as long as the solvent-based, but it is generally easier to apply. I say that kind of with not tongue in cheek, but the tire dressing is pretty easy to apply. You wipe it on and take the excess off. So it's not rocket science, and it's not that difficult, but you do want to be making sure that it's done in a clean method. You don't want to just take like a fire hose and spray it all over the place. So you put it on your pad, or if it's a spray bottle, you spray the wheel away from the tire, not at it, from the wheel, I mean, because if it gets on the wheel, then you have to clean that off, and that's just another step of work there.
Right.
So Chemical Guys has a product called VRP. It's a great product. Obsessed. Auto Obsessed has a great product that they make their own. It's a water-based satin type. It's more of a matte finish.
Okay.
And then there's all different types that are out there. I guess basically you have to do your own sampling.
Right. Try them out yourself.
Yeah. The final thing to say about that is, no matter what product you're going to use, within a week it will be gone. So it's probably not the most important part of doing your vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a nice finish, and when the wheel is clean and the barrel is clean and those wheels have that, whether it's a matte or a glossy look, it pops. But the reality is, roads eat this stuff up. So if you have a good product and you're keeping your vehicle clean, excuse me, that was Guru. The nice thing about it is if you keep your vehicle clean and you're washing it properly, just like any other detailer, doing it at home, you can have a great product. And you can apply this every 3 or 4 days or a week, whatever it is, and it's going to look good. It's not a one-time only type thing. So so there's some details to look after you. Details that matter.
Details that matter. Well, thank you so much, Gary. That was a lot of great information on how to properly wash your vehicle. As you can see, there's a lot to it. If you want to do it correctly, you want to do it right. So why don't you just call Gary instead and, take your vehicle over to God's Detail, and he'll be glad to, shine your ride and make you look brand new again. All right. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave some comments behind. And we'll be glad that you did. And let us know if there's any other topics that you'd like Gary to cover, or if you want him to do any kind of videos on washing a car. We'll be glad to get that set up for you. So we'll see you guys on the next video.